Error is coming in other fields also, sir.
Okay.
That around I have doubts, sir. At last in the session, can you clear me, sir?
Sorry. Okay. Actually, we are going to discuss some Servlet. Then after we'll go with JSPs. Okay. In that we are going to discuss that context related information. Suppose we are going to have like group of servlets. Okay, in our application. Okay, these are the different type of servlet. That means each and every servlet is going to perform some action. Suppose user want to do some
That
action like
JSP file, sir?
sorry.
What is that JSP file?
Yeah, we are not going through the JSP file for now. Okay, I will teach you.
Okay.
Okay, you know right what is use of servlet, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, with the help of servlet we are able to perform some web related operations, like we can send any of data to the servlet and we can do some operation, we can return some response. Okay, we are going to use the two type of objects, that is called as a request and response objects. Okay,
Yes.
with the help of this we can read the values from the UI, and if you want to add any information to the request object, and we can set those information and we can return the response to the UI page. Okay, we
Yes.
can render the data what we want, and if you want to structure the HTML, we can structure here itself with the help of the out object. Okay, that
Okay.
means we are going to get the print writer object. Using the print writer object, get writer, with the get writer we are getting the print writer. From the print writer we are printing the information into the page with the help of that object. Okay, but in the UI, what type of data we are going, what type of language we are going to use to develop? We are using the HTML code, right? We already know that HTML is something like static. Okay, it is not a dynamic in nature, right? That means how we are going to make the dynamic means, okay, we are just adding the information. Okay, previously what we did means we are using the order println, so that we are appending some value from the servlet to the HTML page. Okay, but I don't want to add the value here and there, I want to add in specific place. Okay, are you able to follow me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that if I want to add some information in the specific place, I want to print some information in the structured format or something like this, therefore I am combining the two type of code. Okay, Java code as well as this HTML code. Okay, so that this type of combination we call as in JSP. Okay, Java server pages. Okay, that means here internally, if you go and see, this is something like JSP lifecycle. We already gone through the servlet lifecycle. In the servlet lifecycle, what are the three methods we'll see? Init, service, and destroy. Okay, init method means when you want to initialize any values before invoking the service method. If you want to do anything, we can do inside the init method. Okay, after invoking of the service method, okay, if it is returning the response, and when the server is going to down, then the destroy method will be calling. Okay, in the same way the servlet has a life cycle. In the same way JSP also has some life cycle. Okay, first of all we are going to write some JSPs with the help of dot extension with the JSP. Okay, and when the JSP is going to be compiled, it is going to form as a hello hyphen JSP.java. That means, so what are the class name? It is hyphen with the JSP.java. It is going to convert to servlet actually internally. Okay, are you able to follow? The JSP also is internally going to convert the servlet. From servlet, it is going to compile the code. Then after, it is going to convert the dot class file. Then after, it is going to have like in the same servlet has the service method, right? In the same way, it is going to have like, okay, the object is going to created for the this servlet. Then after, it is going to do the initialization. Then after service. Then after destroy. Okay, but what is the difference between JSP and servlet? In the JSP means servlet means we will see entire code in the Java only. But in the JSP, we'll see the combination of, okay, some tags, okay, which is related to the Java, and some tags which is related to HTML. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And I want to show you related one thing. Yeah. Here you can see, right? We are going to have like different type of servlets. Okay, if you want to order the servlets to execute one by one, okay, you can do with the help of this tag.
Can you zoom that, sir?
Yeah, okay. Now it's clear.
Yes, sir.
You can use of this load on startup. Okay, this load on startup will start from the 0 and go on. That means when it is going to come, it is going to load this particular servlet inside the container. Okay, if you are specifying as a -1 means, okay, when the request is comes, then only the object is going to be created and it is going to be loaded. Okay, and one more thing, right? If you are not specifying anything means by initially the machine will think for which servlet I need to load. Okay, so that it will take some lot of time. Okay, to that means to load the page, initial page. Okay, therefore we can improve the performance using this load on startup, so that we are telling to the machine that you need to load these other things while loading the servlet, that means application. Okay,
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
yeah.
0 and 1 I can understand, sir. But -1,
-1 means it is nothing, it is decided by the machine.
it
That
is for
means
stopping like that.
not stopping. Suppose there is something like lazy and eager. Okay, they are the two type of loading: lazy loading and eager loading. Eager loading means we are eagerly telling to the container that you need to load these things. Okay,
Sir.
lazy means whenever the action need to be, suppose I'm going to call this servlet, then only the object is going to be created and it is going to place inside the container.
Okay, sir.
Like this. Okay, this we call as a descriptor, right? Deployment descriptor. This web.xml is called as. Okay, and one more thing I want to show you that we have like some values. Okay, before loading the servlet, if you want to add any of the context information, then you can load into this. Okay, that thing I have written inside this, I think so. Okay, here you can see, right? Okay, here I'm going to write some information inside the servlet. Okay, like this I'm writing. Okay, these are the parameters. Suppose I want to pass some value from while loading of the application itself. I want to load some values. Okay, this is something like I'm going to pass as a f name or something like a URL or something like this, and this was a value. Okay, when the server is loading, okay, this servlet is going to be loaded, but by default we are not passing any value from the, okay, UI, but these values is passing from the context information. Okay, if you are writing inside this servlet means only this information only specific for this servlet only. That means if you try to access this context value from the other servlet class, you are not able to pick this value. Are able to follow me? Like the local variables. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you are writing any variables within the method, means we are not able to access outside the method, outside of the class also. Okay, in the same way, it is something like local to this servlet only if you want to access. Okay, if you want to make as a global values, okay, so that any servlet can access the values, that is called as a context. Okay, if you are specifying any variables, this is a variable name and this is a variable value. By default it will come as a string only. If you add anything, it will come as a string only. Then after you need to do the typecasting of that values if you want to convert. Okay.
Okay, sir. Integer also it will come as a string. Then
String
we have
only.
to
We
typecast.
need to do the typecasting of that and we need to use in our programs. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose how can I read these values? Okay. That we can read with the help of this servlet context. Where it? Okay, here you can see, right, I have in the login servlet. Okay, I'm going to get the context. Okay, get servlet context. That means from the servlet context I'm going to get this context object. Okay, this is what type of method is called as a factory method. This factory method I am going to get the object. Okay, what type of object? Servlet context. From the servlet context I'm going to get the init parameter. Okay, I'm going to get the context value. Hello. Yeah. Okay, are you able to follow, right? Like this I'm going to get the values using the context dot get init parameter if you want to add the init values. Okay, if I want to get the, that means so this is a context object. Context means so it called as a bigger object. Okay, it can have access for the all the things. Okay, this is a sublet config. Sublet config means so with the help of the sublet config we can only get the specific sublet related information. Okay, like config dot get init parameters of this one. Okay, servlet context, servlet config. Okay, these are the
Sir,
two
that
different.
is global and this is local.
Local, yeah, local to the servlet. Okay,
Okay.
and there is something other thing called as a filter. Okay, we are you clear with this, right, as of now? Okay, what is meant by the context
And
config?
config. Yes,
Config
sir.
here. Okay, now I'm going to share you the, this is a filter. Okay, in the same way servlet is something like if you want to create your own servlet. Okay, if you want to create your own filter, filter means suppose all the requests are going to be passed by the all the users. Okay, suppose I want to filter, okay, only the specific users need to access some servlets. Okay, some access need to be, some pages need to be accessed by him only. If you want to do like that, okay, you can go and add using the filters, so that each and every request is going to pass through this filter only, this class only. Okay, what is the method here? In the servlet we are going to have like service method, but in the filter we are going to have like do filter method. Okay, the do filter method, this was a chaining. Okay, when you log in, okay, it will be called first, then only it will go to the particular service. Okay, are you clear? Okay, I will run it and I will show you.
Okay, sir.
వస్తున్నారా? It's not. No. Yeah, 1 minute. Can you practice on this? I will be back in 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay.